don't think you should worry about if your business is scalable. I think you should worry about if your vision is scalable. For those of you that don't know me, my name's Jack. I own a hockey media business, right? And you're probably like, Jack, what the hell is a hockey media business? Here's the point I'm getting into, right? So, I in the past year so far, I grew my business from literally nothing, making no money, to we did $11,000 last month. And sure, that's top line revenue. Realistically, I took home like after taxes maybe six. It's nothing, but in a year, I would say that's some pretty significant progress. And what a lot of people don't see or don't understand is like I'm in this for the long term. Like I have a whole vision of what this business will look like. And most people don't even think that, like, people are surprised that I even make money off of what I'm doing, right? Because it's a super niche thing. It's like you wouldn't even suspect that like the random guy at the rink, recording a hockey game is bringing $11,000 of revenue in a month. Like you just wouldn't. Most people, most of the people that know, I mean, not a lot of people know what I do, and the people that do kind of know like generally what I do, like they don't even understand it. And I think that's because when people think of business, they think of like marketing agencies or like real estate or like dropshipping or like stuff like that. But I don't think that has to be the case, and I don't think that like every business can be $100 million business. Like the greatest entrepreneurs of all time talk about this. It's like if you pick a specific problem you're solving, a specific niche that you want to, like go after, and the market is growing or staying the same size, like it's as long as it's not something like, not to diss accounting, but realistically like accounting and all kinds of like automated jobs like that are going to, AI is gonna, that whole kind of industry is gonna be taken over by technology, I would say. I rebuke that statement actually, because if you can solve a problem in a way where you're utilizing that technology and you're doing it in a different way, or even just providing like a personal experience, like I think that, nowadays people really like face-to-face stuff. People like interacting with other humans with the rise of technological thing, whatever. Weird side tangent. But people don't understand that, like, I'm trying to do this. Like, sure, most people who start their first business, it's not going to be their forever business. And this isn't my first business. I've started other businesses. But I'm in this for the long term, and I have such a vision for this that, like, most entrepreneurs, when they start making a certain amount of money, at least from what I've heard from, listening to podcasts and studying high-level entrepreneurs, when they stop, it's because they don't know where their vision's going next. Like, they run out of vision. And I have such a plan for this that, like, I don't think that's gonna be an issue for me. I mean, sure, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, but just, sitting here when I'm doing my regular day-to-day work, I'm thinking about, like, all the different directions this business could go. And that's also what's really powerful about starting such a small niche like hockey media. It's like I could just do all sports and literally take over the sports photography, videography market. That's not what I want to do. I have different plans than that. I want to stay inside of just hockey. But even with just hockey, like the sport in the U.S. alone is $1 billion industry. There's a lot of money in hockey. So like, I don't think you should worry about if you can be the next Amazon, or like if you can grow your business to a certain level, because I think any business can be grown to a certain level. Like you could franchise a lawn care company and have your lawn care all across the world, which is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to become like the Chick-fil-A of hockey media. I say this all the time. It's like I want Puck Pro photographers and videographers at every rink across the country, and then one day at rinks across the world, right? So there's not really, you have to think outside of the box. It's like I could just be doing this myself, making full profit, whatever. Like I could be making 9 out of that 11K if I'm just like, oh, I'm charging all this money. I'm gonna be the guy. I'm gonna utilize my scarcity because I'm the guy. It's like no, like I'm already kind of starting to try to operate it like a franchise model. Like I have different people at different rinks, and I'm paying them a portion per game. And like sure, I'm kind of not making as much profit as I could be if I were just personally doing all the shoots. But that's not the goal. Like I'm thinking 5 years out, 10 years out, when I have full-time workers at different rinks and they're like the dedicated person at that rink. I pay them a weekend rate. I'm making 3 times, 5 times as much profit margin by doing it that way. And then if you're thinking like economies of scale wise, what happens when we start owning the rinks? We start buying rinks everywhere. And then we implement our system at the rinks, and then we have access to a whole like a whole network of hockey players wherever we want. It's like, I don't know, it doesn't bug me, but I think a lot of people think so small about what they could possibly do. And I don't think you should do that. I don't think you should be worried about what's going to stop your business from getting to this next level. Because if you think wide enough, you can make the most boring business a $100 million business. So I don't know. Like, I feel like a lot of people are really shocked when they find out like what I do and how I make my money, and that they're like, oh, like that's even a business. It's like, yeah. They're like, why don't you just do all sports? It's because like that's not what I'm trying to do. I can very easily become the Chick-fil-A of hockey media, make my brand the go-to brand. Like, if you're a hockey player, you need photography and videography, you're gonna get Puck Pro Media, and there's gonna be a Puck Pro Media at every single rink you could possibly imagine. And then, like I said, like what happens when we start buying the rinks and there's Puck Pro arenas everywhere? It's like, I just think that you should think bigger. So think bigger.